Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe Nautilus flyback chronograph reference 5980R. You can see and you can purchase this complicated Nautilus on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this 5980R. Now, you can see on my wrist 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. This is a larger and bolder Nautilus. The 5980 was originally unveiled as part of the 30th anniversary collection of Nautilus references in 2006. A big, bold sports watch. Even then, it added a measure of formal decorum in 2010 with the debut of the rose gold model that you see on my wrist. Now, across the round of the case, if one could describe it as such, you could find a measurement of 40.5 millimeters at its narrowest point. That's Patek's official measurement for the watch, but it wears larger. Across the distinctive Nautilus wings, not inclusive of the crown, you can see the watch is 44 millimeters wide, and that's effectively how big it wears on the wrist. However, it's not a thick watch. At only 12 millimeters thick, we're into Rolex Submariner territory here, and this watch will wear on a tight cuff with any kind of dress sleeve simply because it's so low. At 12 millimeters with a generously sloped case flank, a tight cuff will ramp up and over it with ease, and from lug to lug it's actually quite compact. 45.5 millimeters from lug to lug, it wears on a smaller wrist. I would say the lower limit for this watch, probably 14.5 centimeters of wrist circumference. It does have a little bit of flare by virtue of the intermediate link that joins the strap to the case. Because of the flare of those intermediate links, the actual horizontal measurement across the wrist is about 52 millimeters. The strap is substantial, and you can see it flares nicely to match the shape of the lugs. Monotone stitch, rectangular scale, dark brown alligator leather. It's not bolstered, it's folded at its edge, it's quite slim, and on the underside there's a supple calfskin inlay. Now, the watch comes with a beautifully finished and substantial Patek Philippe double fold deployant, wonderfully machined, beautifully finished so that there are no residual marks of stamping or milling. It features a twin trigger release system with the spring built into the swing arm, so not friction fit. It closes with a positive snap, and it has to be positively disengaged by pressing both buttons, keeping the watch secure when buckled. Now, you'll also note that the watch features a remarkably substantial case, and yet it's not monolithic. Differential finish, strong character lines, and compound curves break up the mass of the case and create nuance. You get your money's worth with hand-finished metal on a Nautilus. And because the clasp nicely counterbalances the weight of the watch head, you can wear this one loose without any chance of it capsizing or rocking on the wrist, for those of you who like to wear a watch loose. Now, you'll see that the case has incredible nuance, but nothing compared to the dial, which Patek describes in rather prosaic terms as black-brown. I can tell you it's more like an explosive gradient bronze, a golden bronze. Thanks to the gradient design of the dial, it really does change from almost black at its edge to almost gold at its center. All of the hour indices are hand-applied and polished rose gold to match the rose gold hands, and the gorgeous lateral striation so characteristic of the Nautilus here is well placed and straddles a centralized mono counter that preserves the balance of the dial by fitting both chronograph minutes and hours on a single set of concentric circular scales. A traditional date window sits at 3 o'clock, and the watch, although this isn't a well-advertised feature, is a flyback chronograph, such that you simply press the reset trigger and reset and restart the watch without any need to first stop it and then reset. That's the advantage of a flyback. You'll also note that there is a dimple corrector on the flank because the movement, the CH28520, is derived from that in the 5960 annual calendar, and while the calendar display is paired back to a simple date window, the means of changing the calendar is retained. However, the watch also retains the 120-meter water resistance of the traditional 5711, so you give up nothing in sporting capability to gain complexity with the chronograph. Now, on the case back, everything you would expect of Patek Philippe. The CH28520 is a modern automatic winding vertical clutch column wheel chronograph caliber. So let's break that down. Automatic winding with a more efficient unidirectional system. Efficiency is compounded by unlubricated high-tech ceramic rotor bearings at center. For high efficiency, yes, but also for long-wearing durability and minimal maintenance needs on that component. Now, other technology includes the silicon Gyromax hairspring. It is effectively amagnetic, making this watch resistant to the age-old mechanical watch downfall of the magnetic field. Moreover, you can see that traditional technology is retained as well, with a free-sprung Gyromax-style balance more resistant to shock and vibration-induced timing deviations. You can see the column wheel just below my thumb. Now, the advantages of the column wheel and the vertical clutch in this watch are that the column wheel, a traditional way of actuating chronograph functions, makes it possible to hear and feel with real tactile satisfaction the operation of the function selectors. Unlike a more general or vague cam and shuttle system, this one's quite crisp. Now, the vertical clutch allows the chronograph seconds hand, watch it closely, to start without jumping. That's one of the downfalls of a traditional lateral yoke. No problem here. Likewise, the vertical clutch allows you to continuously run the chronograph without any additional wear and tear or hazard to the movement. Now, the watch, when fully wound, has a power reserve of approximately 45 hours, so this is an ideal daily wearer. The finish is everything you would expect of Patek Philippe. Beautiful circular Côte de Genève across the winding mass, the same on the bridges. There's an even perlage pattern across the base plate, but you'll also see it at the center of the winding rotor. Beautiful anglage mirrored on all of the jewel sinks as well as the edges of bridges. The finish is immaculate, and the watch absolutely explodes when viewed under a loupe. This watch rewards close viewing. You can enjoy the close viewing and perhaps take home this Patek Philippe 5980R on our website.